How's it going, everyone? Welcome and thank you for stopping into the channel today. I have a overview slash look at not one but two Jack Wolf knives. Now, this one was loaned into the channel by Lord Needham, Brian Needham. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you very much, man. Greatly appreciated. After getting this in hand from Brian to check out, and after talking with Ben, the owner of Jack Wolf Knives, the designer of Jack Wolf Knives, I had to go out and just get my own. So I picked up the low drag Jack in S90V and Jungle Wear Fat Carbon. Absolutely love this thing. I mean, it fits my hand like a glove. I love that blade shape, the little bit of belly there. That really aids in keeping you in your cut. You got a nice little point there. Just absolutely amazing work from Ben, Jack Wolf Knives. And the one that was loaned in is the Venom Jack. Now, if I had my choice of knives that Ben did in M390, this would be the one I would have picked, the Venom Jack, the Warncliffe. And I could have gotten a Venom Jack in one variation or the other. But I decided ultimately to go with the low drag Jack. Number one, because it was an S90V, and I prefer S90V over M390 pretty much every day, all day long. I would take S90 over M390. One thing though, I love Warncliffe blades. I like this neutral handle here on the Venom Jack, but this is also very neutral. It just has a different aesthetic to it. I can't really, this kind of reminds me of like a Christmas stocking in a sense that's been cut off. I don't know why, but very beautiful carbon fiber inlay. I'm not sure what that one's called. Maybe like gold matter, dark carbon fiber or some shit. Dark matter, gold, carbon fiber. I don't know. Something like that probably. And then that's the Jungle Wear. And I have nothing in my collection that quite looks like this. And that's why I ultimately went with this one. And I'm glad I did. It's so good. The blade stock is just ridiculously thin. Let's check it out here. So this one has a blade stock of about probably 100 thousandths, I'm guessing. Like maybe 105, I guess, on the low drag. Let's see what. If I can get the calipers up there. So this one is definitely coming in around 100 thousandths. Let's check the edge. So close. That bad boy is getting down to 8 thousandths, guys. That is very fine. Very fine. The low drag is also going to be down around that very similar point. This is registering like 9.5. So these guys are very sharp. The hollow grind is just amazing. Let's go ahead and do some cutting. By the way, this is a Northwoods leather slip from Troy. This is the original OEM slip. I've decided I have slips from Troy. I have slips from Lancelot. Ultimately, I decided to just keep the Jackwolf one. I really like it. I like the fold down tabs. I like the white stitching. I like the dark brown leather. At least for the time being, that's the one I'm going to keep with it. I like it. You know, and I have, like I said, slips from Troy and Lancelot, and I don't know. I like the Jackwolf one. So we got a piece of telephone book paper. We got the load driggity drag. And guys, it is just ridiculous. Ridiculous, guys. It doesn't matter which way you want to go at it. It will cut. Even this telephone book paper is a huge pain in the ass to cut for some knives. And the Jackwolves kind of just smile at it. Here's the Venom Jack. I don't know how much Needham used this one, but I can tell you right off the get-go, the low drag is definitely sharper. It feels like it is anyway. Now this is still very sharp, but I can tell you the low drag has a better edge on it. Yeah, for sure. For sure. The low drag has a better edge than the Venom. But the Venom is not mine, and I think Needham has used it, so we have to take that into account. I really don't know what the point of this video was. Basically just to have a sit-down talk about the Jackwolf knives. I won't have the Venom Jack for much longer. It will be going back to Brian. So I just figured I would get a little bit more content out and throw in the low drag. Kind of just do some talking and looking and cutting and just, you know, something fun for everyone to watch and listen to me babble on about absolutely nothing. These have some of the most extraordinary walk and talk you will ever find on a slip joint. Very, very, like, I don't know how you would, very strong, not necessarily stiff, but very strong and tactile walk and talk. I mean, it just pulls that bad boy open. You have nice tactile pops every time. Every time. I could just do that all day long. You can tell, well, number one, this has this little bit more blade to grab a hold of. Now the low drag has a decent amount, but the Venom has quite a bit more, so that makes it a little easier to open. And I don't know if they break in, so to speak, or not. It almost feels like the Venom is either a little more broken in, or the spring is just not quite as strong. I'm saying within like a half a point. Like if this is a 8.5 or so, this is like an 8, something to that effect. This one just has just the slightest bit more strength to it, I want to say. Just a tiny, tiny bit. Yeah. Just the tiniest little bit. But that might come with being broken in. I haven't got to mess with the low drag as much as I would like. When I first got it, I carried it a bunch. And then since new things have come in and I've had to kind of put this down a little bit, but now that I've gotten it back out, I probably will make it a point to throw it back in the pocket. There's almost no excuse to not throw this. See, the problem with me is though, guys, sometimes at work I can get into some environments that are very dirty and dusty and nasty, and I just don't want to put my $300 knife or slip joint or whatever in that atmosphere. Now, don't get me wrong, I do take expensive knives to work in those atmospheres, but I'm a little more cautious of which ones I take. Like, for instance, the last couple of days, I've been ripping down an old plaster ceiling and walls, and ripping down old drop-in ceiling, and it's just very dusty, very nasty stuff, and it just finds its way in everything. So I've been kind of making it a point not to take knives that I really, really care about there, like, for instance, my knives, I care about all of them, and I love my Spyderco PM2 Tanto, but I took this with me today, and it's fine. But I would not take, my relative or whatever, my Jack Wolf. I'm just not gonna do it, because then it leads to getting nasty and making things just more difficult than they would need to be. So that's one of the reasons why the Jack Wolf has also got set to the side. But once these walls are cleaned and done, I probably will throw this guy back in the pocket. Absolutely love that Jungle Wear fat carbon. So well done. I really like the carbon fiber on the Venom Jack as well. Just so well done from Ben, and I really look forward to what he does next. I don't know. I'm not gonna get every single Jack Wolf that comes out. I just can't. But I can say that the next design that catches my eye, I probably will get. If there's a sheep's foot or a Warncliffe that comes out in a certain pattern that I really like, I probably will get it. I might be more inclined to get, I could get a clip point too. So I don't know. I really don't know. I won't mind getting a sheep's foot Jack Wolf knife, and I won't mind getting a clip point. So I guess we will have to see. I do not want one that's any smaller than this, though. I would want it to be the same size, if not a touch bigger. I don't think he does them much bigger than like the Venom Jack or the Low Drag Jack. I want to say these are very similar. Very similar. The Low Drag might be just the slightest bit bigger, maybe. But they are both great size, perfect fit for even XL hands. I don't know how you wouldn't think that it would fit in an XL hand, but it just, there's something about the way they're designed. You can get right up behind the blade on that tang there, and it just fits. It does. It's great. And you got a nice amount of blade there. I, over the last couple of weeks, the last month, have become a huge fan of Jack Wolf knives. Not that I wasn't before. Not that I liked his designs and I liked what he was doing, and I always have liked Ben. Uh, but after talking with Ben on one of my live streams, getting one in hand, buying my own, just it's slowly transformed into me becoming a huge, huge fan of Jack Wolf knives. And the low drag Jack will definitely not be my last one. That'll wrap it up, guys. If you're still here, thank you for staying to the end. If you're still here and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below the video. I'd love to have you here. Give the video a big old thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about these Jack Wolves. Otherwise, guys, I will catch you on the next one later.